助けに行かないと。
Okay, so we got menus. Yeah, this game doesn't autosave, but on the plus side, the way saving works in this game is you can save anywhere at any time. So be sure you open the menu and save, because if you die and get a game over, you get booted back to the title screen and you load your last save. So save frequently. If you've ever played an Atlas game before, you should know this. But fair warning, save often. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. See, now that you've actually found out what certain things are in the menu, you can actually open them up and stuff. You may not be a big fan of that, but hey, I like it. I like the idea that you can just kind of save wherever you want. And as you can see, I've beaten the game already. Huzzah. You know what? Game clear data. I don't care. I'll save over that. I'm going to be making a lot of save files on this game. So anyway, let's go rescue Tsubasa. Tsubasa was taken through here. Go. Ooh, fancy. So this is what the inside of the internet looks like. Tron lied to me.
Tsubasa! ここは一体大玉なのか。
急いで。
え？
あの人が危ない。この奥へ急いで。
今の子は。いや、今翼を探そう。
Come back, magical lolly girl. So anyway, this is our first dungeon. I hesitate to even call it a dungeon because it's a tutorial, but yeah. Again, for those of you that have played a Persona game, particularly Persona 3 through 5, you'll probably recognize a lot of things in this game. Hey, some weird stuff's going down in Daitama right now. Where are you? Is everything okay? I think I'm still on Daitama. I went through this weird gate thing and ended up in some huge place I've never seen before. Oh crap, that's not good. You know this place? I can't explain right now. Man, Itsuki, I need you to get out of there now. I don't really get it. But Tsubasa got kidnapped by some kind of monster. I'm not just gonna leave her behind in here. Hey, come on, Itsuki! Yeah, you can't just... Yeah, we can't just leave Tsubasa in here. That would be a dick move, man. She's in trouble. Gotta go save her. Thankfully, this is a very straightforward dungeon, so just follow the path and you'll find Tsubasa soon enough. I'll explain more about how dungeons work in this game when we actually get to a proper one.
今の声は。
Don't worry, Tsubasa. We'll save you. We'll find you somewhere.
あれは。
いい感じじゃ。さすが鮮烈に鮮烈を重ねたよりしろ。翼ちゃんの方も時間の問題。順調だな。
ねえ翼。
よこす。力。よこす。よこす。
うわあ。
よこす。
Oh god, run away! I don't know what that thing was, but I don't want to stand around and find out. That thing wants to eat me. I sense a dangerous presence behind this door. Presence, not present. Learn to read, sire. What should I do? So, word of warning. This is the game telling you that there's a boss coming up. So, keep that in mind, because you're going to be seeing this message quite a lot.
はあ。翼。
よこす。力。よこす。よこす。
うわ。うわあ。
俺は何をしていたんだ。
いえ。
ここは俺が食い止める。
どうして。
話は後だ。お前はあの子を助けてやれ。
翼。
急げ。
でも翼を助けるにはどうすれば。
いつきくん。
カルネージフォーム。よし。どうすれば。
信じられん。
うわっ、ケンが喋った。その声、もしかしてさっきの青いお化けみたいな人。
ああ、気づいたら剣になっていた。
嘘だろ。
気をつけて。
大丈夫だ、俺がついてる。行くぞ。
Okay, so not...
前を見ろ。戦い方は俺が教える。
Alright, so through the power of Super Sentai, we have become Fire Emblem Lords. Oh, this game is so great. Now, one thing, there's going to be a lot of talking during battles. Unfortunately, because this game was not dubbed, we don't know what they're saying in Japanese, unless you're fluent in Japanese, in which case, feel free to tell me what their quotes are. I can sort of understand some of them since I've watched a lot of anime. But anyway, here's the main gimmick of this game. As I said before, do you like Persona? Because this is basically Persona 3.5. You have your standard attack, you have your skills, and you have items, you have guard. You can change out characters when we have more than 3 at a time, because you can only have a max party of 3. You have tactics where you can just set your characters to do what you want them to do. Good thing about this game is the tutorials kind of pop up for me and do all the commentary for me. Thanks, game. But yeah, tactics is just, you can tell your characters what you want them to do, and then you don't have to select their skills manually. Then you can run away. So for now, let's just see. We got this troll and some blobs. So enemies have weaknesses based on the type of attack you use on them. Once you make an attack that they're weak to, it'll be highlighted on the bottom bar there, so you know who to attack and what to attack them with. Other characters have certain skills, like Tsubasa here has Dia, which, if you're familiar with any Shin Megami Tensei, this is your standard healing spell. So we're not going to do much of anything with that unless we absolutely need to. We'll just get rid of the small fries first. Don't worry too much. These guys are not going to hit very hard, and even if they do, Tsubasa's good at healing, so you don't have to worry. Itsuki comes with Zip, which I believe is the weakness to the troll here. Yes. At the start of this game, you don't have very many options, unfortunately, so the battles are going to be your typical turn-based spare. Just try not to die, and you should be fine. But since you know this enemy's weakness, you may as well just use Zio, because... yeah. Also, if you look at the top of the screen, you can see whose turn's coming up on the action command up there. similar to games like Final Fantasy X and lots of other RPGs do that. So use that to your advantage, because you can get really good combos going once we get later on in this game. For now, though, we'll just do the standard stuff. You can also press X to do auto battle, which makes it go by a lot quicker. So not only do you gain experience, you also gain weapon experience for your skills later on. Again, for those that are familiar with anything Shin Megami Tensei related, this should not be news to you. But despite this being similar to Fire Emblem, the level up screen being similar and having the same music and all, thankfully your stat ups are not based on RNG. Good God, that would make this game ridiculously hard if it was. You're not always going to get good stats, but at least it's not going to be like Fire Emblem where you can sometimes get 1 or 0 stats. You might hear my little nephew who just got here.
なんとか倒せたようだな。
戻ることもできるみたいね。
まだ状況が理解できんが、俺の名がクロムということだけは覚えている。
クロムか。ありがとう。おかげで翼を助けることができた。俺は樹、青い樹って言うんだ。
青い樹か。
ん？
こちらこそ礼を言わせてくれ。お前の内に秘めた輝きが俺の闇を払ってくれたんだ。ありがとう。そしてよろしく、樹。
ああ、よろしく、クロム。
私はシーダ。あなたは翼という名前なの？はい。織部翼、18歳です。ごめんなさい、翼。私のせいで怖かったわよね。それは、はい。確かに怖かったです。でも、あなたがいなかったら今頃どうなってたかわからないから。ありがとうございます、シーダさん。シーダでいいわ。翼は優しい子ね。
それで結局クロムたちって何者？俺たちを襲ったり助けたり。
待ってくれ。俺はなぜ自分がここにいるのかすらわからないんだ。
シーダもですか？私も思い出そうとはしてるのだけど。そっか。どうしよう、樹くん。
それだが、できるだけ早く脱出した方がいい。あれが敵の全てだとは限らない。
クロムの言う通りだ。詳しいことは生き延びてから考えよう。
The mini-map in the bottom left corner of the screen will show you surroundings as you move around. Also, if you open the topic screen with plus and then use L and R, you can select the map to see the full size of the map. Yay! Using the mini-map and full-size map will raise your chances of surviving in any perilous dungeon. Okay, so you may be wondering. Okay, so we have Chrom and Sheeta. It's spelled Sita, but it's pronounced Sheeta. Anyone that's familiar with Fire Emblem should know that Chrom is the main character. from Fire Emblem Awakening. And Sheeta is the lead female protagonist for Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. You may be wondering, why does Itsuki pair up with Chrom instead of someone like Marth if this is based on Fire Emblem? Because Fire Emblem Awakening was popular at the time, that's why. There's other reasons why, but basically the main reason is that at the time this game was originally released on the Wii U, Fire Emblem Awakening was the most popular game at the time, so yeah, we're gonna have Chrom instead of Marth. But now we have a whole bunch of new stuff opened up thanks to that fight. Like we can actually open our skill menu for a change. Like I said, Dia is your standard healing spell, which you can use to heal yourself outside of battle as well, thank Christ. We have our items, soft drinks, which restores a small fixed amount of HP. We don't really need that much healing right now, so it's not a big deal. Wardrobe is your equipment, because Itsuki's with Chrom, his sword is the Falchion, which, again, if you're familiar with Fire Emblem, it's basically the Excalibur version. It's basically Fire Emblem's version of the Excalibur. And Tsubasa has the Iron Feather Lance. And we don't have any other equipment right now. However, in this version, we do have different... we do have other costumes. Unfortunately, we cannot unlock the new costumes just quite yet because we're still relatively into the game at this point.
Arigato.
So now that we've saved Tsubasa, let's get the hell out of here. We can come over here just to fill out the map. It really doesn't matter too much. I think there's an item back here that we can get, though, so we may as well go for it. And I'm kind of OCD about filling out the map. The symbol you see before you represents the presence of an enemy Mirage. You can come into contact with symbols. The battle will begin. You can perform a sword attack with the X button on these symbols to knock down enemies and avoid combat. In addition, when you come into contact with a downed enemy symbol, you may be able to strike first. So yes, you can. Now that Itsuki is paired up with Chrom, you can press the Y button to swing the Falchion to stun an enemy before you get into a fight. This gets you into first strikes a little bit faster. You see in the top of the screen is the turn bar I mentioned earlier. I didn't really get a chance to explain what that did. It's essentially like the turn bar in Final Fantasy X, where you can see who's going to attack first, so you can plan accordingly to that, which is pretty nice. Again, this early on, we can't really do much, so it's going to be a lot of spamming the same attacks. Just make sure you keep your health up. Try not to use up too much of your magic. You might want to use some healing, though, like right now. Itsuki's kind of in trouble, so let's use Dia on Itsuki. See, Dia also heals quite a good amount of HP for this early on. Don't let the combat system the combat system will become more in depth much later. For now, since there's not much more we can do, it's going to seem very bare bones at the moment. But not only do your main cast gain experience, which is main cast being the main characters you control, but your I'll just call them personas for now because they haven't actually called them what they are yet. Your Fire Emblem personas will also gain experience and learn skills.
この姿の意味だというのか。
Your weapons or Carnage has reached a certain mastery level. You will gain mastery each time you act in combat, and when you have enough, you can learn a new skill. So this is the persona element that I mentioned earlier, or the SMT element. Once you gain mastery of a certain skill, you can equip said skill from your weapon. So Chrom has learned Cleave. So we will just equip that to an open slot, and there we go. And Sheeta has learned Elect Lunge, so we will give her that as well.
Say.
It's been a while since I played this game, so I apologize if I forget what buttons open what menus and stuff. Now we can actually open up the menus here and see our status screen. It looks all nice and fancy and cool and stuff. I really like the art style for this game. Even though it's kind of old now at this point. Itsuki and Chrom and Tsubasa and Sheeta, the Pegasus Knight. The stage ranks, those will go up depending on how often characters are in your main party on screen and whatnot. Over here we will have our octagon. I don't know what you call those paper boxes. It's escaping me. They are our treasure boxes for this game. Don't worry, Chrom, I already did that. Origami, that's what I was thinking of. So the treasure boxes are basically just origami shapes and whatnot. Apologies if I'm going to be opening the menu up a lot by mistake here. Until I get back into the swing of actually what buttons do what in this game again. Hey, now we finally can get sessions. When an enemy's weakness is attacked with a skill, an ally who possesses a session skill corresponding to said skill will perform a follow-up attack. This is called a session. Essentially, what sessions are... So, we learned Elect Lunge, which is our first session skill. This will essentially become this game's version of the all-out attacks that are in all the other personas. So I'll show that off here. You use Zap on this guy. It will cause a session of Elect Lunge with Tsubasa, so you get double the damage. It makes fighting go so much quicker. Oh, so much quicker. Tsubasa needs a little bit of healing here. Let's lunge this guy. Like I said, the battles are going to start going by a lot quicker once we start learning skills. And this guy's weak to Cleave, but we don't get a session off of Cleave, so oh well. We're gonna gain levels super quick in this game. Itsuki, I just said that the RNG for this is not nearly as bad as most Fire Emblems, and what do? You get 3 stat ups. And there's Tsubasa getting 5 just to show you up. And Chrom learns Lance Slash. Hooray! And Sheeta learns Skewer. Huzzah, we're just getting all the skills in this part.